As Australians live longer, more and more of us will end up in residential aged care. The number of people in permanent aged care in Australia is expected to triple in the next 35 years, from 250,000 today to 700,000 in 2050. Aged care is a very complicated industry, and many decisions have to be made, often under time pressure and often involving large sums of money. People are confronted with a host of acronyms which they won't understand: RADs, DAPs, DACs and RACs, not to mention Centrelink fees and means-tested fees. The Centrelink form, for example, which must be filled in to determine how much a resident must contribute to aged care, is 28 pages long with 145 questions. A bond, now called a refundable accommodation deposit, or a RAD, must be paid and can be as high as $2 million to secure a bed in an aged care facility. The bond is not an investment. Essentially, it works like an interest-free loan to the aged care facility. Willingness to negotiate on the bond depends very much on the demand for beds and the supply of beds in a particular aged care facility.
We went on a tour and looked at all the aged care facilities, a couple of them, and my father had fallen in love with one of them. It looked beautiful and it looked way too expensive for their budget. We've fallen in love with this place. I want you to see if you can possibly get us in there. And within 2 weeks, they'd done it. It was incredible. I couldn't believe they'd achieved what they did with the budget that we had.
If the bond cannot be paid, it is possible to choose to pay interest payments on the outstanding bond amount, or a combination of the two. Then, there are other fees to pay, which are invoiced monthly. The basic daily care fee is paid by all residents and is set at 85% of the full government pension. However, it does not cover the full care costs of the resident. The government may ask the resident to pay an additional amount as a means-tested fee, and then the government pays a subsidy to the aged care facility to make up any shortfall. The means-tested fee is an attempt by the government to get residents with the financial capacity to contribute to the cost of care. An extra services fee, which can be as much as $120 per day, provides for additional services like a choice of meals, alcohol at meals, expanded activities program and cable television. All these fees can add up to more than $10,000 a month.
No, we didn't sell the family home, and that was really based on the advice and the financial analysis and scenarios that we could then assess the viability of. And as it turned out, that the two options that provided came out fairly equal to rent or to sell the family home.
Different families look for different things at aged care facilities. However, at Clarity Aged Care Advisors, we believe the core features should include close proximity to family, a culturally compatible facility, the number and quality of nursing staff, therapy services offered, assistance with personal care and emergency assistance, the ability to provide a range of care needs if a resident's health declines, and ongoing daily programs and activities to engage and stimulate the residents.
Well, essentially, we had to find a home for both my parents within a couple of weeks and make all the financial decisions. And the weight of responsibility was on finding the best place for them during that short period of time. And I didn't think that anybody could make that kind of decision and go through that process within a couple of weeks, but it was possible.
We specialise in achieving the best financial outcome for families. We know about the key strategies to reduce the cost of aged care. They include negotiating on the bond to potentially reduce it significantly, looking at potentially part-paying the bond, which can free up capital for other expenses, structuring finances so that a parent may be able to keep their full pension as well as retaining the family home, lowering the daily means-tested fee, and negotiating the extra services fee to determine whether services offered represent value for money.
There were three key major outcomes for us. The first was saving us as a family and my mother an enormous amount of money. The second was that the accommodation that she is in is 5-star. She is living in a really beautiful facility, one that she nor we as a family dreamed of. And thirdly, the time that they saved me. So I was able to focus on being with my mum in the hospital and the rehab facility and wasn't bogged down with endless paperwork, and that's what they did for me.
A really effective use of my time, the financial resources. You're making life decisions around people that you care a lot about. You're making decisions that have significant financial impacts. It's the first time you've probably done it. You've got a guide that has done it day in, day out, and has significant experience with it.
If there is ever an area where people need professional guidance, it is aged care. Please call us at Clarity Aged Care Advisors to see how we can help you save money and ease the transition into aged care.